Come in, come in. I do live for these little tete-a-tete. The time has come to discuss your upcoming excursion to the colonies. I'm afraid it's business, not pleasure. Recently, a small island community on the New England coast dropped off the map. You can disregard the tiresome government cover-ups. There are dark forces at play. Solomon Island is a rock with infamy. In the past, it was trafficked by the Illuminati before they joined the rush to New York. You should be aware that we have history with the Illuminati, acrimonious history. Of course, under the flag of truce, we have spat and made up, and now we are the closest of enemies. All smiles above the table and drawn knives beneath it. Illuminati are reckless and cannot be relied upon to clean up their own messes. We must find the root of whatever doom has come to Solomon Island. But let me stress that this is not a rescue operation. Should there be survivors, you cannot announce that you've been chosen to deliver anyone from evil. Joan of Arc did, and look where that got her. Our goal is the salvation of all mankind, not on a case-by-case basis. I understand that may stick in your throat, but, well, halos are fading all over town now that there is so much more at stake. Leave as soon as you can. Your travel arrangements have already been made at the Eldwick Underground. I'll be in touch.
Gets my fingers itching for two matters. One, the other, figuring out a way to keep them down. It ain't right the way the dead walk the earth. They deserve their 6 feet, same as everyone else. I've sworn to keeping guard here, and you've got places to be. But nothing's stopping you from culling the herd as you go. Hell, figure out what makes them tick and how to make that ticking stop, and I'll buy you a beer at the apocalypse. So go on, kid. Saddle up. The end of the world waits for no man.
I knew you would come. I sense an alien presence. The fog obscures a terrible truth concealed behind a veil of... Sorry, old habits. Hey, just so you know, I don't do readings anymore. I've been outside. You don't need second sight to foretell our future. We're all doomed. It's not like I'm gonna need the money. It's strange, but it's the dreams that really get to me, not reality. I can handle reality, but those nightmares just... It's like a really annoying song that gets stuck in your head, repeating over and over and over again. The dreams are always about ravens. Thousands of ravens. Flapping wings, black feathers, dead eyes, beaks and talons tearing and clawing and screeching. Wings of death and pestilence. A black, timeless malice covering Kingsmouth like a funeral shroud. You get the idea. I don't know what any of it means, but it's doing a number on my beauty sleep, I can tell you that. You might have heard some rumors about me. It's not true. Not all of it. I mean, sure, before all this happened, I was an active young woman. You know, I like to play. But that doesn't give anybody the right to badmouth me. Small towns are all the same, filled with small-minded and petty people. So if a married man breaks his vows, I'm to blame, right? Yeah, stands to reason he was bewitched and seduced through no fault of his own. Drum up the auto da fe, burn the witch at the stake. I find it amusing when they talk about me behind my back. More often than not, my most vocal detractors have been among my most frequent visitors. Jealousy and guilt are two very powerful incentives to exaggerating someone's promiscuity. I suppose I got lucky when the fog came. I was, tied up in here. I had this uncontrollable urge to walk into the sea, let the waters swallow me. But I was unable to, due to, the plush handcuffs. The mayor wasn't as fortunate, but I suppose I can thank his fetishes for saving my life. In the commotion, he ran out of here, in his boxers, with the key to the handcuffs. Which probably means he's walking around out there somewhere, in his boxers, with the key to the handcuffs. I contemplated biting off my own hands, but then Andy found me, buck naked. Me, not him. He turned red as a tomato, sweet kid. But I didn't want to join the others at the station. I've had enough of the judgmental looks and the whispering. I'll fend for myself, thanks very much. I'm not from Kingsmouth. I moved here about 10 years ago. In retrospect, perhaps not the best decision I've ever made. First, my husband left me. Then I lost my house, my savings. Running away seemed like the best answer at the time. I moved around for a few years. I didn't have any applicable skills, no education. My options were limited. Hello, Kingsmouth, yeah. This town seemed as good a place as any to settle. Plenty of people in need of assurance, so I figured I'd give this fortune-telling business a go. And here I am, surrounded by the living dead, in more ways than one. Some nights exist out of time. They're not part of one season or the next. They don't belong to the living or the dead. Boundaries collapse. Mortals meet with gods, demons, ghosts, all that crap. Sacrifice, purging, divination, summoning. There are certain kinds of crazy you can't get away with on normal nights. Example. Apparently, it's the one night of the year mortals can, make love with supernatural creatures. I know. Fingers crossed, right? No, but seriously, if you know any single fawns... Obviously, I'm kidding! I mean, they don't have to be single. It was always about deception. The crystal ball, the gypsy clothes, the fake accent. Cheap props to make the fortune cookies easier to swallow. My customers, they bought into it because they wanted to. If there's no free will, if it's all about fate, life is a whole lot simpler. We can just say, hey, it was meant to be, and get on with it. That's the key to fortune telling. That's why people fall for it. We're all prisoners of our search for a higher meaning. It's all about mutual deception. I never believed I was telling people anything they didn't already know. Until now. I have waking dreams. Visions. I see auras. Auras! Yours, by the way, is bright enough to blind me. I see through the eyes of others. I can even see into the future, for real. The paths of fate, clear as day. It's almost like I've become who I've pretended to be all these years. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. I could be going crazy. I wouldn't blame myself if I was going, oh, great. Here we go again. I'm having another vision. They come and go like headaches. I can't really control them. Quick, before it passes. I see your twin paths. One leads to salvation, the other to defeat. I see black tendrils rising to embrace you. Voices whispering in your ear. Corruption from within and from without. Something rising from the bottomless deep to devour us all. To turn day into night. Sorry. I see something else. Our paths intertwine, converge, and at the end of it, Exodus. Inescapable, permanent, fated. On the tip of the pyramid, your path shall be revealed. That's as good as it's gonna get. Make of it what you will. Sometimes I get more visions, like the aftershocks of an earthquake. If that happens, I'll let you know. You won't even have to pay my usual fee. Let's call it a freebie, sweetie.